Welcome to Blazing Baseball, episode number 134.
All right. Pretty good.
Yes.
Yep.
We're 133.
33. Okay. One short. We'll get that one tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
Where we blaze through today's baseball topics, and we are Astros and Yankees fans.
Yep.
So, right now we are watching the Orioles versus the Blue Jays.
In Toronto, Canada.
Toronto.
Yep.
The Birds are at it
No score.
against the other Birds.
Yep. No score. Sixth inning.
Yep. And so
Wilbur.
we have a big firing in baseball that we'll go over. That happened a couple hours ago. We have a season-ending surgery for an MLB star that we will also go over. And one of the last topics we'll go over is Shohei Ohtani has a new pitch.
All right.
Yep.
He's trying to get 20 wins.
So the Phillies at Reds are playing right now, along with the Cubs at Nats and the Royals at Twins. And and then also the Orioles in Toronto, as previously stated, and also the Mariners at Angels and the Padres at Marlins. Later today, we have the Bum Sox at Pirates sorry if I mispronounce names in this podcast, with Boston's Hill, who is 4-5, versus the Pirates Contreras, who's 3-2. And then we have the Rays at the Yanks, with the Rays Kluber, who is 7-7, versus the Yanks Ramon, who is 1-2. And then we have the Tigers at Guardians, with the Tigers Norris, who is 0-4, versus the Guardians Quantrill, who is 9-5. And then we have the Mets at Braves, with the Mets Scherzer, who is 8-2, versus the Braves Odorizzi, who is 4-4. And then we have the Rockies at Cards, with the Rockies Marquez, who is 6-9, versus the Cards Montgomery, who is 5-3. And then we have the A's at Rangers, with the A's Aller, who is 1-5, versus the Rangers Reagans, who is 0-1. And then we have the Astros at White Sox, with the Astros Valdez, who is 11-4, with the White Sox Kopech, who is 4-8. And then we have the Dodgers at Brewers, with the Dodgers Gonsolin, who is 14-1, versus the Brewers Lore, who is 8-4. And then we have the D-backs at Giants, with the D-backs Davies, who is 2-4, versus the Giants Rodon, who is 11-6.
15 games today on Wednesday, baseball day. Okay. Bad news last night. Astros lost to the White Sox in Chi-Town 4-3. Astros had 9 hits and 3 runs. They had a double by Bregman and Tucker and Dubon, and a home run by Altuve, but it wasn't enough. We only scored 3 runs, and the White Sox had 10 hits and 4 runs and beat us. Up. There it is. Sorry, I lost it. So, the losing pitcher was Neris. Neris is 4-4. He pitched 1 inning. He gave up 2 hits and 1 earned run and lost the game. He's got a 3.38 earned run average. Verlander went 7 innings. He gave up 8 hits and 3 runs. He had 4 strikeouts. His earned run average is 1.95, but we still lost the game to Hendricks. No, Lambert won the game. He's 1-2. He went 1 inning and had 2 strikeouts. And his earned run average is 2.97. Hendricks got the save, his 27th of the season. He's a really good stopper, and he got the save, 27th of the season for them. There were 23,476 fans in Chicago's Guaranteed Rate Field. But Astros are back at him again. They're getting another shot at him tonight, Mr. Colby. Who's chucking?
Yep, so at 7:10 Central Time, we have Framber Valdez on the mound for the Astros, who is a left-handed pitcher who is 11-4.
Yep.
With a 2.73 ERA and 128 strikeouts. And then on the mound for the White Sox is Michael Kopech, who is a right-handed pitcher, who is 4-8 with a 3.18 ERA and 96 strikeouts. And then up first, first we're gonna give this page a refresh, and we might be giving y'all the Blazing Baseball predicted lineups. We'll do that for the Astros.
The lineup is in for the Chicago White Sox,
Yes,
but not the Astros yet.
First for the White Sox, we have Pollock at left field batting .243, and then Vaughn at right field batting .297, and then Jimenez at DH batting .305, and then Abreu at first base batting .307, and then Moncada at third base batting .200, and then Grandal at catcher batting .199, and then Harrison at second base batting .250, and then Engel at center field batting .235, and then Gonzalez at shortstop, who has no stats.
Nope, no lineup in yet for the Astros.
Yep, so in Toronto, it is now the top of the 7th.
Still no score.
Yep. There's one person on first. And we're going to be basing...
For the Baltimore Orioles.
Yes, for the Orioles. And we'll be basing the Astros lineup off of yesterday's lineup. So
Okay.
Up first, we have Altuve at second base, and then Gurriel at first base, and then Alvarez at DH, and then Bregman at third base, and then Tucker at right field, and then Diaz at left field, and then Pena at shortstop, and then Dubon at center field, and then Maldonado at catcher.
Okay, last night the Yankees lost in the Bronx to the Tampa Bay Rays 3-1. Yankees had 4 hits and 1 run, and Tampa had 4 hits and 3 runs to knock the Yankees down again. Cortez was the losing pitcher. He's 9-4. He won 7 innings. He gave up 4 hits and 3 earned runs. His ERA is 2.74. The winning pitcher is Springs. He's 5-3 for the season. He went 5 innings. He gave up 2 hits and 1 earned run. His earned run average is 2.52. The save went to Adams, his 7th save of the season. He has an ERA of 1.13, which is really good. The Yankees, Benedetti had a triple. That was the big hit for the Yanks. That was it. And there were 41,083 fans at Yankee Stadium that were unhappy last night as the Yankees got knocked down by Tampa Bay again, 3-1. Now, the Yankees are still in first place in the AL East. They're 75-45. And right behind them is the Rays in second place in the AL East. They are 62-53. But the Yankees are going to get another shot at them tonight. In the Bronx.
Give it a refresh.
Okay, here we go. We should have the pictures in 1 second. There they are.
So at 6:05 Central Time, we have on the mound for the Rays is Corey Kluber, who is a right-handed pitcher, who is 7-7 with a 4.4 ERA and 103 strikeouts. And then up first for the Yanks, starting is Domingo Germán pitching, who is a right-handed pitcher, who is 1-2 with a 4.18 ERA and 17 strikeouts.
We got the lineups.
Yep. Up first for the Rays is Diaz at third base, batting .272, and then Lowe at second base, batting .232, and then Rosarena at right field, batting .256, and then Peralta at left field, batting .252, and then Ramirez at DH, batting .328, and then Choi at first base, batting .242, and then Walls at shortstop, batting .174, and then Siri at center field, batting .188, and then Mejia at catcher, batting .266. Up first for the Yanks is Benintendi at left field, batting .304, and then Judge at right field, batting .297.
Judgy!
And then Torres at second base, batting .247, and then Rizzo at first base, batting .218.
Come on, Riz.
And then Donaldson at DH, batting .223. And then Cabrera at third base with no stats.
Yeah, he's a new guy.
Mm-hmm. And then Trevino at catcher, batting .261. And then Florial at center field, who has no stats, but he has one stat. It looks like, according to this, he has a stolen base.
Okay. Well, the Yankees are trying some new players out tonight.
Yeah.
They're looking for a spark. You know, they have not played well since Giancarlo Stanton went down, and he's not coming back till September. So they got to figure out a way to win.
Yep. And then Connor Fluff at shortstop, batting .269.
All right, that's good. All right, let's see where the standings are after we had those 2 losses last night.
So in the AL East, the Yanks are 9 games over. The Guardians are 1 game over the Twins and White Sox. In the AL West, the Astros are 11 games over the Mariners. In the NL East, the Mets are 3.5 games over the Braves. In the NL Central, the Cards are 2 games over the Brewers. And in the NL West, the Dodgers are 17 games over the Padres.
Okay. Well, the Dodgers are 8-2 in their last 10. They're still the hottest team in baseball. St. Louis is 7-3, as are the Mets. Houston's 5-5. Cleveland's 7-3, and the Yankees are 2-8 in their last 10. They lost 3 games in a row. They got to snap out of it. I'm a little worried about the Yanks. Okay.
So
yeah,
the Rangers fire, according to Yahoo Sports, baseball ops president John Daniels after 17 years on the job, according to Liz Rosher.
Wow, they fired their president.
This is executive vice president and general manager Chris Young, who joined the Rangers in 2020, will be taking over Daniels' job along with his own duties.
Well,
he's been doing it for 17 years.
The owners gave up on him. That was it. They had enough.
Yep.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, they were losing too much.
Yep. You got to make the playoffs. You got to be in it. You have to have a chance. So.
Yeah, and in the past few years, it was also stating that they've had losing seasons.
Yep.
And they're going to have a losing season again this year unless they go on a winning streak.
Yeah, big one.
And so, unfortunately, in the other news is Joey Votto to undergo season-ending surgery on rotator cuff.
Oh boy, it's a bad one.
By MLBTradeRumors.com, according to Mark Polishuk,
the first baseman for Cincinnati. Oh boy,
yep.
That's a shame. Rotator cuff surgery is bad. He's out for the season, but hopefully he'll recover and be back next season.
Yeah. So it says, as Votto told reporters, including reps from Bally Sports, that his shoulder has actually been bothering him since 2015, though it has only become, quote, painful to the point where it's difficult to lift hers to sleep, end quote, over the past few months. Then, quote again, the doctors informed me that with these sort of injuries, at some point you hit a breaking point and you're not able to manage it quite well, end quote.
Yep.
So
that's a tough one. 16 years in the league.
Votto said, and that proverbial breaking point only occurred this season. The procedure has roughly a 6-month rehab time, so Votto should be ready for around the start of the Reds' spring training camp.
Right. He'll be back at it next year.
Yep.
That's good. Okay.
And so Shohei Ohtani's new pitch is a sinker.
Oh, he's throwing a sinker.
This is by CBSSports.com by Mike Accessa. And so, yeah, it's interesting. It says pitcher Ohtani unveiled a new toy Monday night when he held the Mariners to 2 runs in 6 innings. While striking out 8, he used a sinking 2-seam fastball for the first time in his career. Ohtani told reporters, including The Athletic, he has been working on the pitch and bullpen sessions and finally decided to take it into games. Ohtani only threw the sinker 6 times Monday, but it averaged 97.3 miles per hour and topped out at 98.1 miles per hour. And the movement was quite a bit above average for high-velocity sinkers. The results on the pitching weren't great. The 6 sinkers went for 4 balls, 1 swing and miss, and 1 ground out.
1 ground out. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get ground outs.
So the velocity and movement give the pitch promise.
Yep. Well, that was the whole thing with Tommy John when he threw the sinkers. He would try to get everybody to ground out.
Mm-hmm.
Just ground it to the infielders.
And it says Ohtani is a true 5-pitch pitcher who throw all 5 pitches to both righties and lefties. He throws an upper 90s 4-seam fastball, a splitter, a slider, a curveball, and a cutter.
Oh man, he's tough. What a toolbox,
Now
huh?
this new sinker gives him a 6th pitch.
Yeah, he's tough.
Yep.
He's tough to hit. He'll throw everything at you. He'll throw 6 pitches, and every one of them's different, and they're good ones.
Oh yeah.
All righty.
Any other baseball topics you want to go?
No score. No score. Baltimore 0. Toronto Blue Jays 0 in the top of the 7th. No score.
Yep. And we'll catch y'all here tomorrow on Blazing Baseball, blazing through tomorrow's baseball topics.
Go Yanks. Go Astros.
Yep.